Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. And today we're going to be doing a voiceover of this sketch I did. It does have quite a bit of a texture to it. It has a watercolor vibe, but I was actually impressed with myself only because, well, not really myself, but I realized that it was easy for me to sculpt this thing because the if you look at the brush shape I'm using, it's a basic ellipse shape thing. The only thing that's really unique about it is the texture, but because of that super strong hard edge, it was easy for me to sculpt these like harder, more strong kind of forms. And I was even surprised by the way I did like the arm. I only did one arm for this like creature mech thing. I'm not even sure. In a way, they kind of remind me, or this specific thing reminds me of the first angel you see on the Evangelion series, right? The one with the one that Shinji fought first. I don't know, the face I kind of reminds me, and the long arms. Yeah, but look at how the arms look. Look at the way I'm drawing or painting them right now. Right, it's very simple, but I don't know. I was able to quickly do that with this like brush. So I think it's, as much as I love brushy, those kinds of brushes that have like a lot of bristle ends, like it just feels so artsy. But when you're trying to design something or sculpt something in this kind of way or with these types of forms, you gotta know which brush to use. Now for me, I sort of experiment and just see what I can make from some kind of random brush that interests me at the moment. But when you're trying to do like longer paintings, longer sessions, you need to be a bit more smart with the kinds of tools you use. That's why I do recommend they're not diversifying, but knowing the tools which work for you the best, and that's it. And you can see me also do some like sculpting, or when you do these sorts of exercises, you get to learn how to like blend things, even with this like super rough, gritty texture. Look at how I can blend some edges, for example, in the shoulder, in the sort of forearm area. They know how to make these like little nuanced blending movements. And I think it's those little things. When you add them overall, like all together, it makes your sketch look a lot more refined. If there's one artist I would recommend who does this a lot, is Anthony Jones. He has a lot of videos already on YouTube. And I think he also has like a Gumroad, so you can buy his courses. But before you do that, just check out his YouTube channel and watch his like old streams and just watch him paint. Oftentimes you don't even need to hear him talk, just watch how he paints. And he kind of paints this way, kind of random, and then he'll define something, and then he will allow his sort of like experience, visual library, his artistic intuition to sort of take over. Right, but I've learned how to like do those little blending things, or I was inspired to do that by his work. So I do recommend it. It's and I think it's good to also think about the fact that when you do these sketches, it's not always going to end up becoming something. And when you're comfortable with that, I think that's where you can improve the most. Because once you know that, then you would just keep making random strokes after random strokes. Sometimes it ends up becoming something. Sometimes it ends up becoming nothing. But in the end, you will have so much work done. And that's what, that experience is what's going to separate you from your old sort of version of yourself, right? And it's going to push you forward. And, it's not it can feel like a waste of time. Maybe it is. But if it doesn't feel like a waste of time to you, then it's not a waste of time. Because as much as I can like think about logical reasons why you should try this, if it doesn't make intuitive sense to you, then I don't know, maybe your thing is just different. But for me, doing like these random sketches, it sort of helps break my cycle of art. I mean, I do a lot of studies. I've been doing a lot of studies recently. Check out my Patreon, by the way. That's where I do a lot of more analytical stuff, and where I get to like slow down. But because of that, I sort of yearn Like if I only do that, I think I will end up being frustrated with art in general, because I can't just be studying all day. I need to have like a way for me to just express myself. And I think I can do that when I do these types of quick sketches, where I can just be more random, more bold, unstructured. And then once because eventually this will get tiring, then I will go back to yearning and seeking structure. And that means like doing longer study sessions and stuff like that. So I kind of go back and forth, and I think that's a healthy thing to do. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing, but having like at least two things that you can jump between in, or between from. Am I saying it right? So you're never stuck. Like you're always moving. I mean, yeah, one day you're in the left hand side, and then the next day you're on the right hand side. But the point is, you're always in some kind of hand. And I think with that in mind, you're always sort of keeping the momentum going, right? Because if you always like focus on say studying, and then you get so frustrated that you end up taking a long break, and then from that long break you decide to take art back up again, and then you start doing less structured stuff. Let's say like quick sketching or more abstract paintings, and eventually you get so tired from that you take a break again, and then you like if you have that kind of process, that kind of habitual starting things and then quitting, maybe something needs to change, because I think your momentum is being broken. You don't have to always take huge breaks where you do nothing. I think it's really an issue about you're just not doing something else that can balance out the other thing. So quitting isn't always the answer. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. Like I spent so much time thinking about it now. I don't want to think about or dwell on it too much, but I know I've wasted time, and I know it hurts when you think about it, but it's just the way it is. The best thing you can do now is just simply don't do it. It can seem like you're losing, but actually not making it worse. Maybe I'll talk about this in like a TikTok video, or YouTube shorts, but just not being or not doing the worst thing is actually the good thing. So instead of think about this, instead of doing a positive thing, just don't do a negative thing. It's kind of like having a to-do list, but also you can have a to-do list by having a to not do list. Like if you have a to not do list, you're also technically being productive, but it's kind of like for example, I won't go a day without making art. It's a to not do list. It's part of that list, but it comes from like a negative standpoint, but it still works. So it's good to have that sort of arsenal in your like arsenal. I'm sorry, my brain is kind of cooked, and I'm trying to muster up ideas, words, but yeah. And again, I'm doing this all in grayscale, one brush only, and I do recommend it when you're doing these types of sketches. Interesting, this guy doesn't even have legs. Maybe this guy's like a floating thing. Maybe they lost their arm, or maybe they have like a small arm, but you just can't see it. I do like the way the arm really, from the shoulder to like the fingertips. I mean, look at the fingers; they're kind of fat. They're kind of fat. Oh. You know how some people say that there are men out there who have such large hands, which means they have large fingers as well, to the point where each finger could be the size of a large member of society, But then again, like, how would you use them, right? Like 5 fingers for like 5 girls, there won't be enough space, right? But then again, if their hands are that big, they have the length to accommodate. I'm sorry. Why am I talking about this? Oh, let me just drink some coffee. Oh. By the way, just a side note, I haven't slept yet because I'm trying to finish this. I've been doing a lot of work lately. Maybe some of you have noticed I've been pumping out it's not that I wasn't taking my work seriously before, but things have just been like lining up more and more, and I can't like stop. I have to keep going, and I have to go way harder than I previously did, and it's gonna happen where your standards kind of shift. Like what you thought was hard maybe a month ago is not the same thing now, and maybe in a few months from now, or in a month from now, or F it, a couple of weeks, the work you're doing now that you feel like is intense will be the new normal. So I'm sort of in that phase, and maybe it's a phase that will never end, but you know, it's there. I do feel it, and it's kind of stressing me out a bit, but in a good way. Well, in a bad way, in a good way. It's exhausting, but I gotta keep going. And I'm sure you feel the same, or somewhat a similar thing. You know how you do like these sorts of like drawings, sketches. Like you don't even know why you do them, but you just do them. Like, you know, you're called to it almost. Sometimes it bothers me when people say, "Oh, like people are born like talented or whatever," or everyone like has like a purpose or has a calling. Sometimes it does bother me when I hear that, because maybe it's because I don't like things being determined, but I do recognize that idea of being called to do something. Like it just, like you have to do it. Like you can't not do it. Again, back to the not do list, right? It's not that I want to do this. It's that I can't do something else. Like I can't not do it. I can't work. Like, for example, spending time doing all of this. I can't think of any other thing that would replace this. And even if I found one, I wouldn't like it. Like I just know, like this is it, you know? Like this is it for me. And maybe I'm cooked, maybe you're cooked, maybe we're all cooked. But we gotta eat, so I'm trying to make some kind of coherent message in this episode, but yeah, we gotta eat. Yeah, you know, hopefully we cook well. I'm trying to think of food right now, but yeah, we gotta eat. So keep drawing, keep painting, because we gotta eat. We gotta eat. Right? We gotta eat. We can't slack off, right? If you're doing this as a hobby, that's fine. But if you're somewhat serious about it, you know, whether you want to, you know, just improve your skills and you take this like you want to master this kind of thing, or you just want to live that sort of artsy, creative lifestyle, if you want to make this into a career or whatever, if you're taking art seriously, meaning it's not just a joke, like you get mad when people diss you when in regards to your like affinity for the arts. If you're that guy or that chick, you can't stop. We have to keep moving. We have to keep moving forward. So I do recommend you join me in this journey, because I'm gonna keep at this, right? If you've seen my level of like consistency, I've been pumping out like in and out, no breaks, in public anyway, because I do schedule posts. So, but yeah, if I'm showing up, you're showing up. Yeah, when you see my video popping up in your feed, that's a reminder. Like, make sure that you have something done by the time a video of mine pops up. If you don't have anything done, that's a reflection on your part. So yeah, we have to keep moving. We gotta eat, you know. Not, you know, we're not all rich, you know. We don't have everything figured out, especially in our in these trying times when we're being taken over by Palantir and the fucking drones. We're gonna get cooked, you know. Eventually it's gonna come for us. Like each one of us, or we're gonna have like a special drone assigned to us to like watch us every 2 seconds, and we have to like say certain things like, oh, like I love this country in the middle of and I will never rebel, and I'm a good boy, and I follow the law, you know, those stuff. But before that happens, Sorry, not before that happens. It's already happening. Might as well just go for it. I talked about this in like a previous short video or TikTok video. Just go for it. Everything is falling apart now. Just fucking go. Let's just go. Let's just don't even try. Just dump yourself in this thing. Like ride the fucking horse. Ride the machine, you know? And don't worry, you're not doing it alone. I'm here. Right? We're together doing this thing. As a team. If I'm here, you're there. And we're doing it together, right? So hopefully this video helps you in some way. I think I had some kind of message in this like rant session. But yeah, if you enjoy the video, you can like it. By the way, brushes links below for the brushes. Check out my Patreon if you're into like longer sessions, uncensored sessions. I think a little bit of how I talk in Patreon came out here. But you know, you can see it a lot in like the RGVs. Like if I see like a triggering thing, like a feed or something, some nice feed, some nice like whatever, it's gonna come out. So I can't control it. It's like a tick at this point. I'm sorry. And yeah, so that's it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.